Welcome back to the program. I'm Jimmy Dagate, and want to thank you for tuning in as always, and we appreciate you participating with the phone calls as well. Thank you for calling, and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Jimmy.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good.
Last month, Mr. Bashary challenged me to do some research on the deficit. So I've completed my work, but I don't have it all posted on my website yet.
I don't know who Mr. Bashary is, but why don't you go ahead and just kind of tell us what you got?
Yeah, I'm sure Mr. Bashary knows Mr. Bashary.
Okay.
Concerning the deficit, if you want to compare today's deficit to get a better understanding of its size, World War I was comparable. I mean, the Civil War, the deficit during the Civil War was comparable to our current deficit. World War I was 1.5 times larger, and World War II was 3.5 times larger.
How are you making these comparisons?
From a graph through the government, through Congressional Budget Office.
Yeah, but what are they? I mean, what's the compare? I mean, obviously we owe much more money now than what we did in the Civil War years. But so how are they adjusting for the time difference?
Well, yeah, it's inflation adjusted.
Thanks for calling. Welcome to Buy Time.
What's happening, Papa Jimmy?
Hey, how you doing? Good.
It's Tricky Ricky.
I know, I can tell.
I'm in trouble already.
No, go ahead.
You going to that Saints game there, Jimmy?
Well, let's see. I don't know when the next home game is, but I don't know if I'll make that one. I'm going to wait for the first real season home game.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Right.
Definitely. I'll be watching. I'll be ordering me one of the Florida Elite cakes from Best Bakery with T-Rob and his wife.
I got
and
you.
the crew of Best Bakery, because I can guarantee you we're going to be barbecuing and have one of the Florida Elite cakes, having a good old Saints good time.
There you go. Hey, nothing wrong with that. We hope the Saints do well.
But I want to give me a shout-out to Cool Carl, a.k.a. Chop Chop Chopper. Chop Chop Chopper is Tricky Ricky.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Appreciate the call. Thanks for calling. Welcome to Buy Time.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Am I on?
Yes, you are. Thank you for calling.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. Last night I stood in line but didn't get on with Mr. Jeff Landry. Is it okay if I make a few comments?
Sure, please.
That I would
go
have
ahead.
made last night?
Sure, absolutely.
Well, first of all, he talked about, he was asked the question, whom do you feel running now could beat President Obama? And he said, just anybody. He said, we got to get this country running again. And I just wanted to clarify that statement and remind people, Jimmy, that the last 6 months that President Bush was in office, we lost 1 million jobs each month. That is a fact.
Right.
The next thing he said that was quite wrong is that the president's popularity in Louisiana, he said, has always been bad. We know that. But the president's popularity is at 47 still, as far as likability. Now, he did not talk or brag about what the public thinks of the Congress. It is down to 14% for Republicans, and the Democrats, we Democrats can't brag much more. I think we're at 17 or 18. Right. So that is really sick.
No, it is, right.
And the other thing that upset me, because I had gone to his office, and Miss Jerry and Jacques, his assistant, were extremely cordial. They put me on the phone with him until I finally hung up, because neither one of us was changing the other one's mind.
Right.
But one thing he said that day, Jimmy, and he's still saying it, and a lot of people don't listen to news 20 hours a day the way I do. They believe that when that Jeff Landry speaks with a Cajun tongue, they're going to believe him. Now, when you go to a doctor's office, and I'm sure I know recently you've been, and it's good to have you back. When you go to a doctor's office, don't you sign your name on a list and they take you in order?
Yes.
Have you ever seen anybody being put ahead of you. I know if they were ahead of me and they weren't 99 or in a wheelchair, I would question it.
Yeah.
Well, what he said last night is, and this is very wrong, and I told him when I talked to him personally, if you find a doctor who is going to put a Medicaid person ahead of me just because they're on Medicaid, I want that doctor's name. And I said, if the Medicaid patient is in a wheelchair, sick, or older than I will give up my place. But he is letting people believe, and he said it last night, y'all can listen to the tape, that this is what's going to happen. These scare tactics have to go. I believe, and then he said another thing. He said, Democrats are great about taking a story, taking a lie, and that we lie, and just running with it and never letting go. And we know, and I'm saying, I'm giving him his due, is that Republicans are masters at this.
Well, I mean, you know, to me, that's individual, and that's not party labeled.
Right.
You know, people have individual integrity. If I'm a member of the Republican Party, that doesn't give me any more integrity than somebody if I'm a member of the Democratic Party. It's the individual.
It's how you act,
Sure.
and we have to be proud of our party, and we have to work for our parties, and we have to be careful about the way, and we have to be factual.
Right.
And what I have said here tonight, if y'all listen to the tape, he said, and I just resent some of the things that he's spreading around.
Okay. Well,
and another thing, the economy in Louisiana, here in Terrebonne Parish, the per capita income has gone up considerably in the last 2 years. We are not suffering economy, and the oil industry will never leave here. And he also said that we are not producing enough. I believe we are producing as much as needs to be done in the Gulf right now.
Okay.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Okay, thank you.
Good to have you back.
Okay, good.
Bye-bye.
I appreciate all of those comments. I understand that there's a difference of an opinion, and, you know, those are philosophical, which, sometimes I kind of give my opinion on. I do want to say this, though. What I find impressive about Congressman Landry is his continued dedication in representing this area, even though he's kind of been cut out of it for real. But we do need to break, and we'll be right back.